I'll never forget our first deck, and we had the Bambu brand on it. It wasn't where we needed it to be. And over the last 5 years, it's become something that I'm crazy proud of everything we've done. But our marketing team, which our very first hire, Laura, started and has built up, I'm gonna say we're the leaders of branding in WealthTech. And we're only just getting going. And without it, we wouldn't be where we are today. Back in the day before COVID, when you could go to conferences, we literally were going to a few a week. We put a message out wherever we can, but we had small marketing budget. But what do you have to do? You traveled the world, every conference, every award. What we mentioned about being relentless and positive, that's the key point. You have to tell everyone your message endlessly. That's what you had to do. Even when the marketing team was just Laura, we had to kind of go above and beyond what everyone else was doing.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm the head of marketing at Bambu. I've been here for 5 years and I'm actually the very first employee. My past experience, I've worked in the magazine, I worked in an agency as well, and I've also done quite a bit of digital marketing throughout. I think at that point of time, the word Robo advisory was still very unknown. It was a new market. I myself, when I came in, I did not know or understood what it was. So that was one of the challenges, and I think how we actually jumped over that hurdle was really doing a lot of events and going out to understand what they were searching for. Going for conferences, where we were actually on the ground, talking to people, understanding what their needs were.
And it's that perception that's important. The client wants to see you. They want to hear about it from your peers. So that's what we did. I think we probably put in more effort than I would say most other companies for the size of the company that we were and had our voice heard.
Shout out to Supercharger. They were based in Hong Kong, and it was I think it was a 3-month accelerator program which we took part in, and they actually guided us on how to promote our products, the direction we should be doing in marketing and positioning. And at the end of the 3 months, we will be presenting it to potential clients. And at that point, Standard Chartered was actually one of the individuals that were there. And when they saw the product that we were pitching, they were very interested, and that's how we actually clinched our very first client. In the very first stage, he mentioned quite a couple of times in interviews that, you always go out and pitch. But at one point, it will come back the other way.
2 years in, we were at the Singapore FinTech Festival, which really is a global event. There was like 30,000 people there. I just got this sense. People are like, oh, you're Bambu. It's not who is Bambu. The first time at a huge event with 30,000 people, not that everybody knew us, but you just got this sense. Well, I got this sense. And you asked me, when did I know? I just felt it. Maybe
at the end of the second year, we realized that, more manpower is really needed for us to grow. So at the 2-year mark, we went for trade shows, we went for a lot of hiring events where we will see whether people will be interested. And there was one event which we went to, and actually there were a lot of responses and interest in hiring at Bambu, and that's where we actually hired our next marketing individual, Danny. So since then, the team has been growing.
So my name is Danny. I'm part of the marketing team here at Bambu. Digital marketing specialist / branding person / podcast host. We don't really have official names, official role titles. I've been at Bambu for about 2.5, almost 3 years. And funny enough, I came in to do recruiting. But like in any startup, you kind of find your niche. And from the beginning, I told Ned I really wanted to do marketing, so here I am. So I think it's important to note that we tried, and we still do some of the traditional marketing techniques and marketing strategies that you would find anywhere. Didn't really feel like us. It didn't feel like our style. And second of all, we didn't see I guess, the return that we would have wanted from that. So that's when we started to venture off into different types of content. Ned came to me and we were just talking about podcasts that we liked about. He likes running podcasts. I like your classic murder mystery / comedy. It was like, why don't we just, make our own podcast, make our Bambu podcast? And we started playing around with the idea, and we did so. We both host a podcast called WealthTech Unwrapped. We interview people from all over, CEOs, entrepreneurs, fintech influencers. For example, the CEOs of Hula or Stashaway, or influencers like April Rudin, who really have an opinion on where fintech is going as an industry and as a whole. And that's kind of been my baby at Bambu, and it's been really, really cool. And I think that was an important moment in Bambu where we started to really focus more on content and more modern or more up-to-date content. After that podcast, we also started making other types of series. And as you know, in 2021 and onwards, video is really, really important. I mean, that's why we're doing all of this, right? So we started producing LinkedIn series, which are super, super popular in the B2B space. We have a digest show called WealthTech Digest, where Ned gives like tidbits and news pieces about what's happening in the industry. And we have another few shows in the pipeline. And I think that's, at this point, we're really just trying to one-up ourselves.
So that's like a collection of different types of medias that we are building right now. And this will all be found on our AUM hub.
A second website, it's a full-on media hub where you have your listen, your listen section, your read section, your watch section, where we have all of our series, our podcasts, our articles. However you like consuming content, we're trying to be there for you. Again, marketing in this day and age, you really have to be consistent. You have to be very present. So hopefully this will be a big game changer for us in that space.
So that's how you build a brand. It's work, it's team, it's amazing. It's something that's not physical, but it's essential. Why is it essential? Because now we're going to talk about sales. Because without branding, you can't have sales.